All right, we are back. ODS podcast episode 4. We have another special guest with us today, along with the usual suspects. Got, me, Little Rick from Stockton, got Big Rick from Manteca,
What's up,
and
world?
Big Jared from Modesto. And joining us today is Kenneth from Manteca, our director out in Manteca. How's it going today, Kenneth?
Hello, everybody. It's going pretty good.
Good, good. Well, thanks
Uh,
for being here with us, man. We're excited.
I should have introduced them
Yeah, you're
like
probably
I
pretty good at
do, like I do
introducing them.
every morning. Ready? Kenneth White.
There we go. I walk into it every morning.
It's like a wrestling entrance, huh?
Hey, in the morning,
Coming in,
throughout
trying to
the
take my
day,
temperature.
you know,
All right. Well, so Kenneth, why don't you tell us a little bit about how long you've been at ODS, a little bit about, your time here at Open Doors.
Sure. So this month I'm coming up on my 12-year anniversary. We just crossed my 12-year anniversary. So I've been with the company since 2010. I started in Stockton as a direct staff, worked pretty much every position the company's had. Made my way out to Manteca when me and Rick opened it out here, and then just continued to grow and move up.
Nice, man. Yeah, he's one of those guys that came in and you could tell, like, I was here for 3 years by the time he started, and you could just tell that guy wasn't going to be a direct staff for very long. Like, he came in and you could see the energy. He wanted to learn and, wanted to soak it all up. Kenneth's one of those, like, he's going to learn everything there is to learn about it. And he's, like, one of the most knowledgeable people we have here at Open Doors. Like, you could pretty much ask him anything about the company and he knows. Uh, Makes him a super valuable asset, and I know we're lucky to have him with us. He worked with me, like he said, when we opened up the Manteca Day program, and I tell you, he made my life real easy.
the goat.
You hear that, Rick?
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I believe that. I believe that, man. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah, it's good.
Well, Kenneth, hey, let's get a little backstory with you. Where are you from? Did you grow up anywhere? Did you grow up? High school? All that.
So I'm from Stockton, born and raised. It's funny because here in the Manteca facility, we actually have 3 of us who are all Franklin graduates. So you randomly see people showing up in Franklin gear still. So, shout out to Yellow Jackets.
Yes.
Nice.
But it's funny, small world.
Small world.
Very cool.
All good people come from Franklin High School, Yellow Jackets. It is what it is. All right, big dog, Kenneth. You know me, man. I got with some questions.
I know I try to
Um,
get a sneak peek at these questions because, but okay.
Little
yeah,
cheat
that's-
sheet,
yeah,
little
right,
cheat sheet,
bro.
He wouldn't show me.
Don't mess with me too much, cause yeah, we'll get in trouble maybe. I don't know. Hey, hey, during COVID, man, and everything's been crazy. What is something that you're most grateful for right now?
Aside from family and health and all of the things, I'm honestly most grateful for the team that we have here in Manteca. I feel like through COVID, we've all grown, we've all put out quality work, and honestly, it just made it really clear that people who were here for open door services for the long term, and I think it's nice for all of us in upper management to see people like you and Jared both growing through COVID and moving up into positions that you guys have deserved. So what I'm most thankful for is just people who work their butt off every day, come in and provide the best day program we can for our consumers.
Yep, and that's straight up. Big up, and also to your other staff that's still out here grinding. Hey, big up to you guys. We're all continuing to move up. For real. Good.
Well, and that's one thing I know being a supervisor, Kenneth, and you guys working your way hopefully to one day being, higher level management is I love it when the people that you've supervised and you can help, you know, help keep them moving forward and taking those next steps that they want. Like to me, what makes a good supervisor is, making the people below you better, and whether that's being honest about things they can get better with or really pushing them to work on things that they really don't like or need to learn, or whether it's just, making sure to tell them when they're doing something really well and utilizing those skills that they have and really nurturing that or pushing it forward. And like to me, the best feeling is when you see that person that worked for you get that next promotion and keep moving up because ultimately where people want to be. I think that's an awesome thing, and we do that a lot here. Like that's one thing that's super cool about Open Door Services is we're not hiring upper level from outside of the company. Like it's all within. So you cut your teeth here, you earn your stripes, and you move forward.
You can definitely look across the landscape, and every single one of us has been a direct staff, and it's nice because we know where a lot of people are in that process, and we can help them.
Yeah.
Big time. That's how you.
Yep. And one thing. Yeah, and one thing I like to tell people is not everyone's timeline's the same. Things open up, positions open up at certain times, and it might not always fit and mesh with your own timeline for where you want to be, but eventually you will get there. Like I tell people all the time, it might not be exactly when you want it, but it'll be when you need it. You know what I mean? Like it'll be right. So I think that's a good thing, and I'm sure Rick, you've had the pleasure of working for Kenneth. Like he's just a super cool guy, very good boss. Like you always know where you stand with him. When you're doing good, he'll make sure to tell you.
Don't put too much on it, man. Don't put too much on it. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. Hey, out here he's called my best friend.
Oh, we got to get that song then.
Hey, he's my bestie.
BFFs, huh?
And I only see him at work though. That's my dog, man. I was telling him, I was like, hey, bro, you got to come downstairs just a minute ago when I walked up here. And he was like, why? I was like, dude, I'm the only man down there by myself. And what did he say? I ain't gonna forget about it.
Forget about it. Oh, man. So, Kenneth, you've been here a long time. You've held a lot of positions like you talked about. What do you think has been like, what's a moment or with a consumer or with your job? What stands out most to you about your time here at Open Door Services? Like, is there one thing, is there an outing you did maybe with the consumers or, anything that you can pinpoint that like really stands out to you?
There's a lot, and there's a lot of stuff that we continue to evolve and change. And honestly, it's just nice whenever you see something work out that you've been trying to get off the floor. So, right before COVID, Manteca was able to do their first go-around at Special Olympics. We went to our first basketball tournament, and that was really nice to see. It was a really good turnout, and everyone had a good time. And I'm really looking forward to getting us back into that. I think all sites just kind of finding new ways and coming up with new activities. It's nice to see those things in particular, especially when we're having to be so creative with the way we're delivering services and things like that.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, we even, I think the best thing that's come over with the COVID, we talked about this in the other podcast, is we brought in Stockton, Manteca, Modesto all together. And, there's certain staff that already kind of minded everybody, but overall with the Zooms, everything, I think we've all become a bigger family, and then just being those extensions that, brought all the sites together. And that's been the best
Definitely.
thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, we used to get together maybe once a year prior to that, like
maybe.
all sites, if that. Yeah, right. Like,
It'll be nice in the future when we can do like a big barbecue with all sites, all consumers. I know it's something upper management has been talking about, and it's something that's it's on the books to be planned out as soon as we're able to land down the specifics of it. But it'll be really nice to have a day where all sites are able to meet up and we'll do a big barbecue like we used to.
Yeah.
We'll all be looking forward to it. So Kenneth, you started at ODS in 2010. What got you started working in this field?
So I kind of floundered around between a bunch of retail jobs, worked my way through a bunch of different types of retail jobs to realize that I was tired of doing retail jobs. We had a director here previously who told me, hey, come on apply. I think you'd be great for the position. Just come do the interview, see if it works out. And I did, and I will throw it out there that John did not hire me on my first interview, and I knew Rick knew this was coming because I could see it in his file. But I came back. I interviewed a second time a couple years later, and I'm here.
Yep. Hey, second time was a charm.
Here goes the plug. Yeah, we're hiring.
He almost missed out on
Right.
Go
the
ahead,
first
Trevor.
Yep.
If you've ever
Yes,
interviewed with
we are
us before and you
hiring.
didn't get the job, we are hiring. Please come by and fill out an application at your local Open Door services.
Manteca, 11719 Sycamore Street, Manteca, California. Stockton and Modesto. I don't know your guys' address. Come to Manteca.
Just look us up on the website. Look us up on our website.
Don't forget, like the page and share this video.
.org.
.org.
And we're still looking for sponsors. Don't forget that.
Right?
Jeez.
shoe sponsors.
Shoes belt. Hey, now we need casual mail. Remember that casual mail DXL. Yeah.
That's
All
your
right,
next
hey,
sponsor, huh?
He's
We're
he's
trying-
working on it. He's working on it.
We're working. We might be found. I don't know. Hey, so tell me, Kenneth, somebody that you looked up to, like a mentor, something that was a big influence into your life, man. Can you share that with us and let us know who it is?
I feel like as you grow and as you go through different periods of time, it's good to have multiple mentors and multiple people who you look up to. And I've kind of seemed to just found that between outside of work and at work, you kind of just find people who are motivating and who help build you up, and you find people who kind of just show you how to progress and get to where you want to go. And sometimes they stay in your life forever, and sometimes it's just a season of life that they're around. But there's definitely been way too many for me to throw any one person out there.
All right.
So Kenneth, you being a supervisor, and you have been a supervisor for quite a few years now, how has your management style changed, say, from being a new manager to where you are now? Like, have you changed, learning different things from different people, or do you feel like you've kind of been the same supervisor from day one?
This is kind of a hard question there. I feel like everyone changes throughout different periods of their life, right? I'm definitely not the same person I was when I stepped into this position several years ago, but I feel like the core values that I brought into this position and the things that got me here, I still hold on to. Anyone who works with me can tell you I'll never ask them to do anything I won't do myself. I'm perfectly fine to sit down and show you as much as you want to learn, and I will teach you from A to Z every single thing I know, and let you take with it and run with it.
Nice.
All right, Kenneth. Outside of ODS, I know we spend pretty much most of our life here. Eat every day. What are some of your hobbies outside of working? What are some things you like to do?
So, one of my hobbies, if you want to call it that, is movies. We have quite an extensive DVD collection at our house. We recently went through them all and purged a bunch and re-alphabetized them because, former Hollywood video, it kind of just sticks with you. But yeah, we have somewhere near like I don't want to put myself on the spot, but we have like 3,000 to 4,000 DVDs.
Dang, bruh.
That's
It spans
So you
the
used to work at
entire
Hollywood
room,
Video?
like multiple. Yeah.
Kenneth Flex instead of Netflix, huh?
Yeah, there are some that are out of print that I'm like, will I ever watch this again? Probably not for several years, but it is out of print, so I'm probably going to keep it.
Right.
That's funny.
So you alphabetize them just in do you do genre or are you just doing straight alphabetize?
Look, I feel like people are going to look at me like I'm crazy. Just straight alphabetized. Nothing crazy.
Okay.
Just straight up.
Yeah.
Nothing
Hey,
crazy.
I wouldn't look at it as being crazy. 'Cause,
Don't lie, Kenneth. You know you got to set up.
Hey, I do. I have vinyl record collections. So everybody asks me, well, do you separate it? Do you separate it from rock to this, to this, to this? And I'm all no, just straight alphabetized. I can't remember all that. I'll
Yeah,
go
no,
straight.
just straight alphabetized. Honestly, like I have a few friends who I worked with in Hollywood videos and things like that, and there was always debate on like, why is this movie even in this section? This doesn't even make sense. So if I had to figure that out on my own at home, I think I would just drive myself nuts.
Hey, I'll date myself. I'll date myself right now. My first job was Blockbuster Video, so there we go. That's where we'll show how far back. So I remember people
Dang.
at Blockbuster as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Kenneth Pop, you know you got them all lined up. Romance, comedy. Babe, we're going to watch comedy tonight. We're going to watch
I'm like,
romance.
this entire section is 90s rom-com.
Yeah, go pick one up over there. Oh, jeez. Hey, so coming up when you were younger, man, was there something that you wanted to be? Like, you were trying to work up to be? Or what was your dream job when you were younger, man?
It's funny because I had this conversation with someone a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you guys did when you were in high school, but like maybe senior year, they had you take the test, which would tell you like your top 3 preferred professions or whatever. And I distinctly remember my 3, and take it for what it's worth, it was an artist, a special education teacher, or
A stripper.
God, no, I can't remember the third one to save my life. But something around the same field.
He didn't want to
Well,
say
the other one was just a teacher.
Gotcha.
I had planned to get into teaching. Actually, it was kind of my plan to be an art teacher for several years, and then there's a lot of school.
Yeah.
That's a lot. But I feel like for what it's worth, that whatever that test is called, I can't remember to save my life right now. It was pretty accurate.
I'm sure it's there for a reason. You know what I mean? That's
And
good.
everything you just said technically is all wrapped into what you're doing now.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Artists,
most
all that
definitely.
stuff, man. You know what I mean? That's, there's always a purpose, man. That's crazy.
Did you guys ever do one of those tests in school?
I didn't.
I think I skipped.
I never heard
Oh.
such a thing.
No,
I might have been
I'm
absent that day.
You
Might have been absent that
were at Franklin in the IB program. So yeah, I was in the
Maybe,
general public. So no, I didn't think I did it.
maybe that's why we did it. You might be onto something there.
Yeah, I think that's what the difference between it.
Now, was this a high school or prison?
Well,
I mean,
he was,
the,
yeah.
depending on the day you win, it's hard to tell the difference.
You
Yeah.
know,
Man.
I vaguely remember a little bit, like where we went over doing something. Mine was always something to do with sports. I remember putting something coaching, and just everything sports. I didn't really have other goals. I didn't even know what I wanted to do, with my life. So that's all I kind of remember was for one class I did. It was one AP class we took. Kind of did that.
So Kenneth, I know you're a big music guy along with movies. What have you seen any recent shows? Who did you see? And then let me know the best show you've seen.
So we're pretty avid concert goers. I was just talking to my wife the other day. I was like, I think it'd be really nice if we could sit down and kind of map out all the concerts we've been to and try and figure out dates. Most recently, we went to an Earth Gang concert, which was
That's right.
nice. Last year, we went to a J. Cole concert, which was also very good. There have been several performers who put on like some of the best concerts we've ever been to. 21 Pilots, Mumford and Sons, we've seen several times. But hands down, the best concert we've ever been to, and probably the best performer you'll see live, has been Chris Stapleton.
Nice.
And I definitely
that?
run the gambit. I run the gambit of musical taste. I mean, we go to indie rock concerts, rap concerts, country concerts.
Yeah. We used to compare a lot of music, you know.
Yeah.
Never quite know on our playlist how it goes from one song to the next. But
No,
they're still
yeah.
all good songs. You're just like,
And I-
that was an odd transition right there, but you know.
I remember, and this is, back before we streamed music on everything. And I don't remember what we were doing, but Rick was playing something from his phone, and I came out and I was helping. I looked over and was, is that the Sneaker Pimps? And he was like, it is.
Oh man. Yeah. Those were the days, huh?
Do
Right?
you have anything?
Trying to
any
download all those
concerts coming up?
MP3s.
You have any concerts coming up, Kenneth?
I don't think we do actually. I've been trying to keep my eye out for some good ones. And why do they always schedule them on weeknights, man? Who?
Yeah, I did, however, go to the Snoop Dogg and
Yeah, you
Ice
did the Mount
Cube.
Westmore concert.
Yeah, that was a good one here in Stockton. That was a good one. Hey, it just showed our age, man. Like, it just showed our age. There wasn't many young people in that crowd.
Yeah, all the
we missed that
OGs
one.
out there.
Too short.
My wife is still trying to convince me to go to the YG concert here in Stockton. We've seen YG twice before, so never hurts to see him a third time.
No, not at all.
All right. So, actually, let's go to the same question about the music, but you said you're with movies. What is your favorite kind of movies, or have you seen anything recently that you can talk about?
It's hard to pin down with movies and music, and then I'm not sure if it's just my personality type or what, but we watch so much and listen to so much, like it's so hard to pick favorites, and like that's one of the like one of my most dreaded questions when you're like talking to people and things like that. It's like, what's your favorite this? What's your favorite that? And I'm like, I don't know. There's just so many.
Right. Like I know, I'm the same way. Music, movies, everything. I'm all over the place.
So
Comedies is always the go-to though. I can always go, good
So I
80s
can-
comedy.
right, or the way that I can best gauge like favorite movies and things like that is something that I'll watch over and over and over every year. And there are several of those that we watch like by season, whether it be the Harry Potter series or the Scream series, things like that. But I swear I could watch Whip It like once a week and be perfectly fine with life. It's a movie that came out a few years ago. I want to say it was like Drew Barrymore's directorial debut, and it's a movie about roller derby, and it's good.
Whip It?
It's called Whip It. It's not the Whip It with the drummer. It's the other Whip It.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's not the one with the drummer. It came out before that. Probably like back in 2008, 2009.
Okay. I'll have to check that one out. I've never seen that one.
Yeah, it's good.
See, I won't watch it.
Hey,
I'll bring it to you to watch. Rick.
Nah, bro, no, you better put it on projector. Sounds like a chick flick to me, man.
No, man, really, like, what makes a good, what makes the, like, top list of my movies is movies with a good soundtrack, and, like, Whip It just has an amazing soundtrack, like, Perks of Being a Wallflower has an amazing soundtrack. There are just some, like, the movie from the early 2000s, Loser, has a really amazing soundtrack, and I'm like, some of those movies, they just, like, you just can watch them over and over for the soundtrack. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, things like that. I mean, sometimes just the soundtrack makes a movie.
That's true.
All right. So my question is, who? Yeah, someone asked me downstairs, who's your favorite staff, man?
Ooh, my favorite.
we're not allowed to have favorite staff.
I'm not sure I'm allowed to have favorite staff.
I taught you better than this, Kenneth. We're not allowed to have favorite staff.
Definitely not allowed to have
Listen up,
favorite
everybody's.
staff.
Hey, bro. Nah. Who's your favorite staff, man? If it's not me, I'll forgive you. Okay.
I'm gonna just settle with my favorite staff is definitely not Rick.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man, yeah, that he tried to get you on that one, Kenneth. He tried to
He
get you.
man.
He sure did. For
I'm still
anybody
waiting.
watching, there's a lot of staff that I work very closely with, and if you ever are concerned that you're not my favorite, I don't have favorite staff, but I appreciate everyone. You're messy, is what you are.
Hey, I'm still waiting. Hey, you at least gonna hit him with the ones that come on time. The one, you know what I mean? Hit him with that one.
Listen, everybody comes on time. We ain't got no choice around here.
Oh, jeez.
So Kenneth, leading the Manteca program, and it's grown big time since you and I first, walked through those doors there. Where do you see the Manteca program? How big do you see it getting? What's next? Like, what's the next accomplishment you're shooting for? Like, what goals do you have for the Manteca site, and where do you see it?
So a lot of what we've seen through the pandemic is people kind of migrating out of the Bay Area. Anyone who's been driving around out here has just seen the new houses after new houses after new houses. What a lot of people don't know is before Manteca program opened, we actually ran a Tracy program, walls free, and we were actually we merged the two programs when we opened so we could function out of both cities. What I would like to see in the coming months, years, however long it takes, is I would kind of like for us to split those two programs off, open a new building in Tracy, because Tracy has such a potential for growth, and there's so many people in Tracy who are just looking for a good program and want something to attend, which would in turn also just give us more people to attend the Manteca program, because we have so many new houses being built out this way and so many people coming this way out of the Bay Area and just relocating who are looking for services. So honestly, for Manteca and Tracy, I feel like the sky's the limit, and it's just us getting people who want to attend day program and want to build those community integration skills and employment training I would really like for us to find some new enclaves this year and get some people back working. Um, you know, we go back to it a lot, how COVID kind of just stopped everything in its tracks, and it's hard to get away from that because it's true. You know, COVID literally stopped everything in its tracks.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to see all of our sites kind of bounce back and just hit the ground running hard with things like Special Olympics and job developing and just carving out those activities and those sites that really build the consumers to the things that they want.
Mm-hmm.
Here goes the plug. Yes, we are hiring. So if you guys need a job, come to Manteca, Stockton, or Modesto, and also Consumers Wide. Talk to your VMRC worker. Hey, come join us. Be a part of us. Be part of the family, because we said it from the top. We're all a big family, really. So come and check us out.
And anyone watching who needs employees, we have some clients with a lot of good skills
Yes.
in the employment side. Let us know what you're looking for, and maybe some of our clients can fill those roles.
Definitely.
Yes. So Kenneth, what are some of your own personal goals that you have kind of for yourself? We're always, I think in life we're always kind of looking forward, looking down the road. What are some goals that you have kind of set for yourself?
You know, it's kind of like one of those things when you put your goals out there, they feel a little too real sometimes. I think I constantly just strive to be a better me, right? Like better than the person I was yesterday and better than the person I was 2 weeks ago, and that's pretty much where I'm at. I'm just constantly trying to be better than I was before. Learn more, do more, live more. I'm ready for a real vacation, so my goal is to make it to a real vacation at some point in the next little while. But yeah, you know, it's personal growth and just continuing to
Where would be a
live
place that you
and-
would like to go?
You know, we've talked about it for a while. I think our first like big vacation post COVID is probably going to be Hawaii. Just you know, somewhere that we do a lot of like Pacific Northwest traveling, but we don't typically travel too far away from the West Coast. So it'd be nice to just travel a little bit further.
Nice.
Well, you know what they say, Kenneth, speak it into existence, right? Put it out
Yeah.
there. Talk about it every day and go get it.
Gonna have to print me a nice little picture. And
Mm-hmm. And
Fully
then you can get one of
paid
those
for,
countdowns,
man.
you know, countdown to the day, you know?
right.
Hawaii is where it's at, man. That's nice. So Kenneth, somebody you like to just get a shout out. As you know, this is recorded, and this is on the web. So somebody you would like to just give a shout out to mention, to show them some love, man, to help you be where you are now. It could be multiple people, whoever it may be, man.
You know, we don't really talk about old employees that often, but I can tell you guys that when I very first started here, there were several employees we had who just made me a better instructor and a better employee. I don't know if Rick, if you remember Mary. I was paired up with Mary for for the first couple of years that I worked here. Mary definitely made me a better employee and just was so easy to learn from. And honestly, like seeing someone who's just happy and helps the consumers through the day and just is understanding of every situation and just works through it. Like it just is such a good role model, and she's one of the ones that definitely helped me in the beginning.
Big up to Mary. Hey, if you happen to watch this, thank you, because he learned from you, and then we learned from him, and I mean we all try to model that out here too.
Yep. So we talked a little bit about where the program's going to go, what your vision is, you know, how how do you think, or what? We've changed a lot during COVID, right? Especially with the remote services and having to adapt and all that. How much of that do you think is going to carry on, like, with the growth of the program, right? Because we used to just be all in-house, in person, right? And now we have this remote side going. Like, I can't say that 2 years ago we would have thought about having a podcast, right? Like for people to connect with us and watch from home who might not be back in person services yet. Do you see a lot of what we've done for COVID and remote? Do you see that carrying over and being a staple, like a long-term staple of day program?
You know, there's a lot of stuff that we merged into remote service and things like that we were doing pre-COVID. A lot of our curriculums we kind of run through, and it's nice because it's an easy class. But there's so many other things that we've been so creative with, and just like providing virtual parties and something where we can all join from all sites and still interact with each other. And I think as we go on, that's just kind of going to be part of the norm. There you have so many people from so many different cities who are able to interact with each other and get to know each other, and they've developed new friendships. And it's nice because whether they continue that as kind of half and half, whether it's some remotely, some in person, I think it just builds us a better working relationship with everyone we work with, and it builds our consumers more friend bases, which is something that a lot of people are looking for when they come to day program.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I think we definitely seen the growth in the consumers' friendships within all three sites. We definitely have seen that.
For sure.
What advice would you give? I hope we get a lot of people that don't work in this field and see this podcast that may be interested. What advice would you give somebody that would be just starting out working in our field?
So I'll tell you that what I hear from a lot of people is they're afraid to work in this field. And I'm not sure if it's just, long-term stigmas from back in like state hospital days and things like that. But this honestly is the funnest job you'll ever have. You get to come to work, hang out with a couple of really cool people who make your day better and make you a better person. And it never say never. If it's something you feel like you're never going to be able to do, and you're just so afraid of the job and having to have responsibilities and things like that, give it a shot. I'll bet you it's a lot easier than a lot of people think it is.
Agreed. Definitely agree.
Good advice.
All right, man. And then, so my question for you is, what was one of the biggest decisions you had to make as being a manager? What was one of the toughest decisions you had to make?
I don't know. Probably having to put my name down as a recommendation for you. I don't know. No, I mean, I feel like you make big decisions all the time, and it just kind of becomes part of the daily grind. Like there's a lot of stuff that sometimes you make the right decision, sometimes you don't. You learn from it, and it makes you a better person, right?
Yeah.
Very much. All right, Kenneth. So this is a little bit about you. Years from now, you retire. What do you want to see yourself doing when you retire? You and the wife, and where do you see yourself? Like, what's the ultimate goal and end goal when you're done working?
I mean,
you see yourself in this area still? I mean, like,
as much as I love everybody, and I just have such a good time seeing everyone. I kind of hate dealing with people. So probably someplace like remote, away from everyone, preferably close to an ocean, where I don't have to deal with tourists at the same time. So I'm not sure where that is. It's definitely not.
It might not exist, but it might.
Not
You know,
exist,
it might.
But you know,
Kenneth-
it could be like.
Oh, shit. He gonna be in a tiny home by the beach.
Hey man,
He might. He might.
if that's what
I
can
could see
afford,
him. I could see him doing a tiny home. You know.
Hey, working remotely from there and stuff.
Hey, if
All you're gonna
that's
have
what
is
it
your movies and 2 shirts and two drawers.
Same
and all
pair of
that.
shorts. Same pair of shorts every
So
day.
you could
Right?
just switch them out.
Owns nothing but flip flops. Right?
Yeah.
Nothing but flip flops.
Running ODS virtually the way we're headed.
Oh man.
if that's where life takes me, sign me up.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. It sounds like a good place to retire. Put your feet up and enjoy the rest of it. Right?
All right. I don't even know what to even follow up on that.
Well, we kind of ran the
I kinda got
gamut
lost.
with
I kind of got lost.
Hey, I gotta be honest. My question earlier was terrible. I'm sorry, podcast. That was terrible.
Hey,
I
it
gotta
happens.
confess.
We're not professionals yet. We're working on it.
What was the biggest decision you ever made? That you killed it
I
all,
mean,
man.
no, you're good. I will say to anybody
Well, hey,
watching
we can
and
get-
anyone out there who's tuning in for these, we would like to have some other guests on here. So if there's someone out there who's watching who is interested in just kind of spotlighting, I think it would be nice for us to get a handful of consumers who, have extra talents and things like that, and just spotlight them at the end of the podcast. Sometimes we have a few people who are really, really extremely good artists and things like that, and it would be nice to be able to give them somewhere to showcase what they're working on.
Yep, and I think the next podcast for episode 5, we got a couple more consumers coming in for some interviews, so we'll get to learn about some more guys, and everyone watching is going to get to learn about them because we know quite a bit about them already from being at our program. But it's nice for them to showcase their likes and their interests, their hobbies, their skills, everything to everyone else watching. So I think that'll be great.
Yeah, we need to maybe have a rap battle, man. I know you guys got some rappers out there.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Hey, man, I got a slugger out here, bro. I got Brandon Smith out here, Manteca, representing it. Hey, he's a slugger on the rap battle. I'm just saying. We'll win that hands down.
Maybe we don't do a rap battle on the ones that stream live straight to YouTube.
No, it's
Maybe
good.
we put together the rap battle for like a talent show.
Hey, we'll have to have him rap it and read it, man. That would be funny.
We could save that for Zoom.
Be a good Zoom class.
Right?
Do that at the next party.
Well, guys, I think on that note, I think that about wraps it up. Kenneth, I appreciate you for stopping by, man. Keep up the good work there in Manteca. Take care of Big Rick out there, man. Thank you again, Jared.
Yes,
Friday,
sir.
Warriors, Celtics. Celtics trying to get title number 18. Warriors, I like them, but I hope they go away.
It's going.
All right. Yeah, it might.
Let's go
Rick.
Warriors.
Oh yeah, all right. Podcast over. We're out. All right, guys, take it easy.
All right, see you
Bye.
guys.